ODM party has appealed to President William Samoei Ruto to increase their representation in the Kenya Kwanza government, citing reasons that they helped President Ruto in stabilizing the country. And in their appeal, their main areas of interest is on the Speaker of the National Assembly, currently being held by Moses Masika Wetangula, and the leader of the majority in the National Assembly, currently held by the Kikuyu Member of Parliament, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah. And the main point of argument in the appeal to President William Samoei Ruto has been that they helped President William Samoei Ruto in stabilizing the country, and they went further to help President Ruto to oust his own deputy, the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, because just with the Kenya Kwanza numbers, they wouldn't meet the threshold to oust the former DP. And of course, very many Kenyans, including myself, received this news with a lot of anxiety, to an extent that how I wish that the ODM secretariat or the ODM party would move with speed to push so that they can be given the above mentioned position. And this is because Moses Masika Wetangula was very instrumental when he was leading Parliament to oust the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, without considering the nitty-gritties of what had been tabled in quest to oust the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua. And as we speak, the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly and the position of the leader of the majority in the current National Assembly, they are all being salivated by the ODM party. And with this at hand, I kid you not, Moses Masika Wetangula is most likely going to be ousted so that the position can be given to ODM. And mind you, this comes at a time when no sooner had he successfully impeached the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, than he, Moses Masika Wetangula, became the next man on the chopping board. And I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but one thing that I am sure of is that immediately after Moses Masika Wetangula is ousted, then the next in line will be Kimani Ichung'wah. And from where I sit, my simple advice to Moses Masika Wetangula will be, there is no honor in whining and dining with thieves. And that is always, there is no honor in whining and dining with thieves. And if I can just draw you some flashback, 3 years ago, before the chambers of the Senate, Moses Masika Wetangula, when he was the minority leader of the Senate, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, through his errand boys, forcefully ousted Moses Masika Wetangula as the minority leader of the Senate, only for the position to be given to the current governor of Siaya, James Orengo. 3 years later, today here we are, the same ODM party that ousted him 3 years ago is currently planning, or they are orchestrating an oustering motion so that they can impeach him, or they can get away with this position of the Speaker. And the position, as rumor has it, is that they are going to refill it with none other than Senior Counsel Otiende Omollo. And it is in the same 3 years ago that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga used him to consolidate and give him the entire votes of the Western region, then went ahead to dump him after successfully delivering the little votes that he delivered to his Azimio camp, then dumped him on the floor of the Senate. Today here we are, it seems like President William Samoei Ruto has already used him to consolidate because he delivered. Moses Masika Wetangula delivered the entire votes of the Bungoma region as far as the last election is concerned, simply because you and I are alive to the cognizant fact that the last general election were won and lost in Bungoma. So immediately when Moses Masika Wetangula delivered, today here we are, he is about to be dumped after delivering the Bungoma votes. And of course, if these news are already in his desk, I know for a fact he is not believing and he will not believe, because President William Samoei Ruto used him to impeach a deputy of his own, then is currently wants to dump him. Previously, the Right Honorable Raila Omollo Odinga used him, then dumped him in the Senate. However, this actually reminds me of Senior Counsel James Orengo's words on the floor of Senate when he said that at times governments shall always eat their own people, and government will always punish their own people more than they will punish those in the opposition. And in this context, you can imagine the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, was eaten by the same government that he mobilized resources and finances so that they could win the election. And immediately when they won the election, look where he is currently. He was previously ousted, and his current title is the former DP. And in the context of Moses Masika Wetangula, he was the same government he campaigned for, used him to impeach a deputy of his own, then it currently wants to eat him alive by withdrawing the speaker position that he was given by the same shareholder agreement that they signed during the last general election. And imagine all these theatrics are currently happening immediately after the Right Honorable Raila Omollo Odinga's errand boys assumed some CS dockets in the Kenya Kwanza government. And what does that clearly tell you? It clearly shows you that the man currently running the show is none other than the Right Honorable Raila Omollo Odinga. Of course, Moses Masika Wetangula never saw what was next when he was used to impeach the former DP, Rigathi Gachagua, not knowing that he will be the next man on the chopping board. And from where I sit, I strongly believe it is in the interest of time that Moses Masika Wetangula will be ousted from his position just for the position to be given to Otiende Omollo. And let me read for you a certain document that all these theatrics that are happening in the political scene were well planned by President William Samoei Ruto and the Right Honorable Raila Omollo Odinga while they were in a retreat in Mombasa. And the document states, and I quote, "Tensions begin to rise within President William Ruto's circle. Initially, there was a deal to appoint ODMs Gladys Wanga as the new deputy president, but disagreements soon emerged. Names like Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru and Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi were being suggested for the position, causing friction in Raila Odinga's camp. Feeling betrayed, Raila called his team for a retreat in Mombasa to reconsider their support for Ruto's government and the impeachment process. There were even talks of Raila cutting ties with Ruto due to perceived betrayal. In an effort to ease tensions, President Ruto flew to Mombasa for a meeting with Raila. He explained that he was under pressure not to give the deputy president position to ODM as it was part of his coalition government agreement with Mudavadi, and there was growing support for Waiguru. To maintain their alliance, Ruto offered Raila an alternative, the Speaker of the National Assembly position. They agreed that replacing the current Speaker, Moses Wetangula, will be easier than appointing a new deputy president. ODM then proposed senior counsel Otiende Omollo for the Speaker role, marking a new strategy to strengthen their influence in Parliament. Omollo, with his strong legal background, is seen as a capable choice for the role. End of quote. So that is exactly how things are as far as the politics of this country is concerned. Let us just obey the doctrine of res ipsa loquitur so that we can see how things are going to unfold. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, you can just consider hitting on the subscribe button if you have not. And if by any chance you are watching me for the very first time, you can as well consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.